Ah, hey everybody, Doug Munro here. Let's see, let's make sure everything's working here. Let's go over here. Bam. Welcome to Shock Talk Live. All right. So if anybody's out there, uh, log on to the little chat bar there. Let me know that you're there. Let me know everything's working. And yeah, in the meantime, in between time, ain't we got fun? We're gonna do something really different tonight. And let me see now. I'm going to share with some friends here and see who who we can get here. All right. Boo 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 boo. I don't want to do it that way. Let's see. Let's come out of here. Go to here. Bam. Boom. And how do I get out of this? So, there we go. Lefty ear here. All right. Robert, good, good. Thanks, man. I'm just trying to share this. Let's see. Come check out Shop Talk Live. We are live now. Okay, thanks. Okay, share now. Boom. And let's see. Share. Yes, I do want to share. I want to share to groups. That group. Oh, this is acting squirrely. It's acting squirrely again, guys. What else is new, huh? Okay, how do I do this and not have it be squirrely? Alright, let me just close this. Get out of that. Come back here. Open this. Let's see. Go here. I'm live now. And not have it be squirrely. Good. Okay. Yeah. So that's good. But I want to be able to share it. Okay. So I'm gonna come back here. Looking down here. If I don't get this in like 1 second, we're just gonna do our thing and not worry about it. But I am hoping that I can share this with some friends. So let's see. Share now. Share to a group. Boom. No, it's just the same old thing. Yeah, it's just posting one at a time. Let's see. My 7 pages. My 7 rooms of doom. Let's see what this looks like. That looks interesting. This looks interesting. This definitely doesn't look interesting. Okay. So forget about it. Hey everybody, welcome. Those of you that are here, I'm so glad that you're here. We are going to write a song tonight. So let's get going. So what we're going to do is we are going to write a song starting with a drum groove. All right. There's lots of different ways to compose. You can compose, say, like from your guitar or a piano, and you can, strum on your guitar, come up with some chords or a melody, or sit at the piano and come up with something. There's a lot of different ways. You can compose thinking of sort of like a concept. I'm going to write a blues. I'm going to write a reggae song. I'm going to write a up-tempo jazz tune. I'm going to write a modal tune. So there's lots of different ways that you can do this, that you could create. What we're going to take a look at tonight is we're going to start with a drum groove, and I thought that this would be a fun way to start. In that we don't really have to build our drum set. We can use loops, and I thought I'd talk a little bit about drum loops here. Now, I subscribe to a thing called Splice, all right, and I have all these samples in here, and so the sample that I picked just to start out with tonight is this. So you hear that? That's a second line beat, you know. And so I thought it might be fun to write a song using this second line. And I thought the reason that this might be fun is actually for a couple of reasons. The tempo is nice. It's 195 beats a minute. So it's not too fast. It's not too slow. Tempos are very interesting. Say, for example, I don't know, say instead we decided that we were going to do something with a 16th note drum loop. Now, I'm going to probably not be able to find anything here that's 195 beats a minute, but let's just say I just picked this one here. I could drag it up here and have it go up there, and then I could come here and we can hear what this sounds like. Let me turn off the loop and come over here. So this is kind of like a funky 16th note thing. You know, so each of these things has their own sort of appeal, and I just thought that this second line, I just thought would be a fun thing to start with. So right off the bat, Lefty, Robert, I think Lefty 54, you're Arthur, is that correct? Am I right? Am I remembering right? Let me know if doing this second line thing is okay. If it's not, you know, like I said, I have 16th note drum loops, I have Latin style, I have straight 8th style drum loops, I have jazz with brushes, jazz with sticks, you know, so I got all kinds of stuff, but I was thinking of starting with this. So let me know, weigh in the chat bar, and I know that there's a delay with all the streaming stuff. Okay, so Arthur, I got your name right, good. And so do you mind? Is this a good one for you guys to start with, this second line sort of New Orleans kind of vibe? I thought that this would be nice, and the cool thing about this is you immediately come up with like a great bass line, because a lot of times we base our bass line off of what the bass drum is doing. You know, the bass player and the drummer work together. Okay, Robert says sounds good to him. All right. So let's go with this. And guys, also, you could do me a favor while you're watching. My Facebook thing is not sharing right, and I don't want to waste time trying to make it share out to groups. So if there's any groups that you belong to or friends that you think would be interested in watching this, invite them, you know, and invite your friends to come in and check this out. And if there are other people watching now on Facebook and YouTube and you haven't logged on to the chat bar, please do so. We need you to join in. We need your input. We're going to write a song together. It's not going to be I'm writing a song and you're just going to watch. We're going to do it together. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here. I'm going to get rid of this loop. Boing, goodbye. And I'm going to take the loop that I have and I'm going to copy it. Now, I'm in a program called Logic. And Logic is a program from Macs, and it's sort of like a super GarageBand. It's like a pro version of GarageBand. And so those of you that own Macs and have done stuff with GarageBand, this will look sort of familiar. So the first thing I did is when I set up this track, I went up here to tracks, and I wanted to do a new track. Now I'm very fussy when I set up my tracks. I just don't go like new audio track, new this, new that. I want to have control over my track. So I did set up an audio track, and I have it going in input 1. Now I'm using a Focusrite. It's i8-18, and so it has 4 inputs on the front. And so I want to use input 1 because my input 1 is a instrument. I have it set for instrument because down here I have another thing here that if you get Focusrite, you can get these this app, which is awesome, and it has all your routing. So my input settings are in channel 1, I have it set to instrument, which is important because instrument is a lot louder. It gives you more gain than line, because usually a line signal is a lot more powerful than an instrument signal. So I'm plugging directly. I have my Gibson. over here, my Herb Ellis Gibson, my lovely Herb Ellis Gibson. And I also have my heavy but trusty Fender P bass. This is a reissue of 1950s, I think 55 something P bass. And this is a Mexican P bass. It's probably, I don't know, I'm guessing 10 years old. I bought it used on eBay. All right, so that's so it's important for me when I set up this stuff that I'm very fussy on what I choose and how I choose it. All right, so when I set up this channel, my drum groove, and plus I named it Drum Groove, and I'm not using any of the sort of things over here where, you know, I could pick different sounds and I could do different stuff, and I'm not using any of that. I'm just using the pure drum groove. And then to test it out, I have it on loop. That's what this little thing is here. And you can take this and you can drag it. I dragged it to the whole loop. I made sure that my loop is the same tempo as the song is, the same tempo. So that this way I have bars, you know, my grid looks good. I could make it bigger. So there you go. You can see the bars better. And so what I do is I click on this, I do Command C, which is copy, and I'm going to get rid of this, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to highlight the 5th bar. And then I'm going to do Command V, and now I'm pasting this down here. All right, so I've got 25 bars of this groove to work with. There you go. So I got this cool groove here. And now, from here, I got to decide, my next decision will be, what kind of song am I going to write? And again, I thought for our first shop talk regarding composition, why don't we start with a very short form song? Why don't we start with a 12-bar blues, right? Because blues covers a lot of different styles, from folk to rock to jazz, and of course, blues, 12-bar blues. So I thought it would be great to write a 12-bar blues. Now, what I want to do is I want to get your input on what chords I should use. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to throw 3 random chords at me, or even 1 random chord, all right? Like, you could think of any chord you want and just put it in the chat bar, all right? So if you're watching, and I know Arthur and Robert, you're watching, and if anybody else is watching, just put a chord symbol in there. You know, tell me a chord, you know, G major 7, G7 sharp 11, E major 7 sharp 11, C minor 9. I don't care, any kind of chord. Just give me a few chords there, and I'm gonna take these chords and I'm gonna show you how we can make a blues out of not the typical, it doesn't have to be 1-4-5 or 1-4-1, 4-4-1-2-5, the 6 chord, whatever. You know, we could do anything. Here we go. So Robert weighed in with a B flat 7. Good. So we got a chord, B flat 7. Now Arthur, when you give me your chord, it doesn't have to be related in the slightest way to a B flat 7. B flat 9. Okay, well that's basically the same chord, just an extension on a dominant 7 chord. Now, I can use both of those extensions definitely when I'm thinking about the melody, but I want some different chords. So lay some other chords out there for me. All right? Something else. And again, the sky is the limit. You don't have to think, "Oh, this is in the key of B flat." Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I'll show you. As a matter of fact, sometimes it's fun just to get a bunch of crazy chords and see what you come up with. When I was teaching at Purchase College in the conservatory, what we used to do for fun, I used to have all the students write down a chord symbol. Now, this is how long ago this was. They'd write down a chord symbol on a piece of paper, on a little scrap of paper, and I'd collect them all like in a hat, you know? And then I would just mix them all up, and I would just pull chord symbols out of a bag, you know, and come up with stuff. All right, so now we have a G13. Good. B flat and G13. All right, how about one more? Let's get one more, and we'll see what we got. And I'll show you how much fun it is to take sort of offbeat harmonies and do something with them, you know. And I can already see, I already have an idea already just looking at these two chords, and I'll explain why. All right, so we got like an E diminished, we got an F minor 6, beautiful. Okay, good, good. All right, a little disappointed that nobody else out there is saying anything, so I'm hoping that there are other people watching but are too shy to jump in. I encourage you to jump in. That's what these workshops and shop talk is all about, because it's all about us coming up with stuff, not me just laying some stuff out and you're watching. We're all going to do this together. All right, so now I just want to write down on a piece of paper that I have some kind of B flat 7 or 9, and I have a G13, and I also have an E diminished 7 and an F minor 6. These are great, great chords. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get off of this program and I'm going to go to the dreaded composition window, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do before, you know, like we kind of started with something that really wasn't theoretical at all. We started with our little drum groove, and our drum groove was purely, oh, we love the sound of this. What a cool groove. We're going to do that, and it's going to be second line. It's going to be awesome. And then we did something that really wasn't that theoretical. It was semi because it was chord symbols, but we were like, let's just come up with chord symbols. Now what we're going to do is we got to take what we have, and now we have to do something with it, all right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take each one of these, and I'm just gonna write them up here. All right. So I have some kind of B flat. I'm just gonna call it B flat 7, but we know that it could also have a B flat 9 in it, and we also have a G13. Oops, not a G133, and we have a. Okay, Arthur asks, is the composition in Logic? No, this is Finale. I'm using the dreaded Finale. I'm an old timer, and so I started with Finale. There was no Sibelius when I started. At the college, I had to teach both. I taught both Finale and Sibelius, so I've used both for many years, but my heart lies in Finale, and I still think it's kind of the industry standard. So that's what we're doing our composition in. And of course, if you have any questions as I'm doing this, like how am I doing it, don't be shy, you know, just ask. All right, so we got B flat, we got G13, we have an E diminished 7, and we have an F minor 6. Okay, so these are great choices. All right, now here it said it couldn't find the suffix for minor 6. I just go yes, yes, and it just does it. Because a lot of times these programs are not hip to jazz chords, and I'm too lazy to program them in, so I just do it like that, and it'll do it. All right, so now B flat 7. Let's see if we have any kind of relationship here. From B flat 7 to G13 is a major third. Right, just from the root movement. So if I took B flat and I put B flat there, and I gotta flat it, boop. Okay, so I made that B flat, and then I had a G13. Now if I did it the other way, let's say I switch these two bars. So I take this bar and I move it over here, and I take this bar and I move it there, and now I'm just going to get rid of these two here. Just take these and goodbye. Okay, so now I have these two, and if I look at my root motion here, G to B flat, this distance is a minor third, right? So the distance between these two is, this is a, hello, oh, sorry, wrong icon. This is a minor third, right? Minor third. So that's the distance between these two. Now, do we have any more minor third options here. All right, so we have G to B flat. Now the E diminished. Okay, so that E diminished can be a bunch of things, right? So an E diminished chord can really be thought of also as a dominant 7 chord. So E diminished could also be thought of like a C7 flat 9. And so if we think of this as some kind of C7 flat 9, so we could have B flat, G7 to B flat, back to G, maybe to C7 flat 9, now also your F minor 6, that minor 6 chord, that can also be some kind of B flat 9, because if you look at a minor 6 chord, right, and especially if we do it like with guitar, we would do from low to high, we would have F, and then we would have the 6th, which would be D, and then we would have A flat, the minor 3rd, and we'd have C. Now, if we get rid of this, the root, the F, and we put a B flat in the bass, that's a B flat 9 chord. All right, so this F minor 6 really looks a lot like a B flat 9 chord, right? So we're back basically to B flat again, okay? So why don't we get rid of this guy, all right? Because we can sort of do the same thing with our B flat, messing around with our B flat chord, we could make it that. Now, the E diminished chord, I like thinking of diminished chords as dominant 7 chords flat 9. So if you think of it this way, this could be this E diminished could be a C7, it could be an A7, it could be, let's see, what else could it be? It can be a let's see, E. Yeah, it could be an E7, obviously, right? It could be an E7 flat 9, right? So it could be an E. Okay, so say we say this is a E7 flat 9, all right? So I'm gonna take this one, and I'm gonna say that this is E7. Oops, I don't want to do that. No. Okay, I'm just gonna take this, get rid of it. Goodbye. Start again. E7 flat 9. Okay, so now we have there to there to there, and then we go to we're going to go to E. So now if we look at our root movement, oh, Jen Britton's here. Hey. All right. Hi Jen, so you're going to love this. We're writing a song, Jen. We're writing a 12-bar blues, and everybody gave me a chord. And so far the chords that we have are G, 13, B flat 7, and now we have E9, which I kind of morphed from a diminished chord. Okay, E7 flat 9. Boom. Okay, so does everybody follow me so far? And also, I just realized that my thinking is wrong. It would be an E flat. Would be an E flat 7 flat 9. Yeah, so sorry, this is wrong. Let me fix this. This is E flat 7 flat 9. Boom. Pow. Right in the kisser. Boom. Okay, good. So now if we look at our root movement, we got G, up a minor third, and then, what do you know? We go in cycle to E flat. Now, does everybody understand what going in cycle means? There is a thing called the cycle of fifths. And basically, what the cycle of fifths is, it represents all the key signatures. So, for example, if you start on C and you either count up 4 or count down 5, you get F. And if you count down 5, you get B flat. If you count down 5 again, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B. Then you get E, A, D, G, back to C. So it gives you all the sharp keys and all the flat keys. And we call it the cycle of fifths. And especially in jazz, a lot of music, but in jazz especially, things move, have cycle movement. So for example, you're playing on a gig and somebody goes, oh, the turnaround is a 3-6-2-5 in the key of G. So there you go. So it would be B minor, E, I made it dominant 7, A minor, D7, G. So already here, I see that we have a nice minor third movement. 2-5, right? To, a cycle move. Right, I'm in B flat. All right, so now I already kind of have an idea of what I want for our 12 bars. That's another thing, Jen. We're doing 12 bars, so we're doing a 12-bar blues. And I keep hitting the camera. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got to change this to 12 bars. We really didn't know. Jim says, I miss getting guitar lessons. Well, we're getting a lesson right now, Jim. And let me come over here and let's see. Can I move over here? Good. Thank you. All right. And so what I want to do is I want to add some bars. So I'm just going to add a bunch of bars. Come over here. Add measures. I'm going to add 4. Okay, good. And then I'm going to come over here to my little measures thing. I'm going to double click on there and make it a normal bar. Okay, good. Now I'm going to come back to here to the beginning. And I'm going to start to assemble the skeleton of our blues progression. So I'm going to take the G chord and I'm going to use that in the beginning. Boom. And I'm going to do 4 bars with the G chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to do, I guess I'm going to try and keep it sort of like traditional. So I will do 2 bars with that. And also, let me clear this stuff. I'm just going to, it might actually clear that chord symbol, but I just want to clear that. Yeah, cleared everything. So I'm going to come back here, and this will be our B flat 7, B flat 7 for 2 bars. And then we will come back here, and we'll do another G13, G13. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 7, 8. And then what we'll do is we'll come back to the B flat and we'll do B flat 7 in cycle to E flat 7, E flat 7, and then that's 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 2 more bars. Let me get rid of this last bar here. Oops. Bam. Bam. And bam. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that last bar. So we got 2 more bars to go. So the easiest thing would be to do let's do let me see, E flat. Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, so I'm going to finish this for us. So if we take this E flat and we go up a whole step, right? So say we're just going to just go up in whole steps. Do I want to do that? B flat 7, E flat 7, F 7, and then we're back to yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, so now you guys are going to help me. So answer me this question. I'm going to go from F7, and I want to end with another dominant 7 chord, but it's the chord that comes in the cycle after F. All right, so everybody out there, Rob, Jim, Jen, tell me what chord in the cycle of descending fifths or ascending fourths, what chord comes after F7? Okay, go. What chord comes after A7? And I know, again, there's like this 30-second time delay, but let me know what chord comes after F7 in cycle. Go. And also, all you other people that are watching and being shy, stop being shy. Come on the chat bar. There we go. Arthur, bam. Robert, bilateral. It's B flat. Exactly. That's the next chord in cycle. Good. Arthur, yes. B flat 7. So there are our chords. All right. That's a beautiful thing. So now you're wondering, or you might be wondering, let me shrink this down so we could see all our 12 bars. Okay, good. So now we can see, there's our 12 bars. Bilateral, serious spell check, yes. B flat, yes. Good, good, Jen, that's right, B flat. Now, as you notice, I'm using all dominant 7 chords, and Jen, you might be going, what? And it's because we're doing a blues and we're doing a dominant 7 blues. So we could have used different chord values, but this should be fun. All right, so now we have our basic, we got our chords. Now it's going to be 4 bars of G, right? Now it's not going to be this bass line because we're doing second line, but I'm just doing this. Then we go to B flat, up a minor third. Back to G. G again. Back up to B flat. In cycle to E flat. Up a whole step. Down. Back to the top. Nice. So that's kind of a wacky little turnaround we got, but we're definitely going to make it work. Okay, so now we got that. Good. All right, so now the next thing I want to do is I want to get our bass line. So it'll be good. Jen and Jim, I don't know if you were here for the beginning. So now let's go back over here. Let's go back to Logic and let's check out our drum pattern. So now we're going to do our bass line. We're going to base our bass line on the bass drum pattern. So now listen again and listen to the bass drum. It's a little tricky. And remember, I'll put the metronome on. All right, so the first thing you notice is that the pattern is 2 bars long, right? It's a repeating 2-bar pattern. Everybody clap. So there it is. That is your pattern. Now, how do we take that and write it out? And I have to say, even at the college level, for my college students, this is where everybody would be going humana, 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 because notation, especially rhythmic notation, can be very difficult. Now, me, I was a lucky son of a gun because I actually fell in love with playing drums when I was like 7 years old. So I started taking drum lessons when I was literally like learning how to read in school, you know? So I was like this little guy taking lessons. So for me, rhythms are not that bad. I can write out this rhythm. And I'm just wondering if any of you can. Let's see. Jen's like, I'm so sorry, but I have to duck out. My phone is going to die. All right, Jen. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. And if you could spread the word, that'd be great. I'm trying to get like a much bigger than 3 or 4 person crowd here on doing these lessons. But thank you, Jen. Until next time. God bless. All right. So let's keep going. So now, can anybody tell me, well, even if you know it's going to be hard for you to write it out in the chat bar, but can anybody at least clap that beat? Bum bum wait, bum bum right? 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3 and 4. 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3 and 4. Does anybody have that? Did anybody get that drum beat? Are you able to do that? Because that's a big one. That might be the hardest part of what we're doing. So let me know. Weigh in the chat bar. And like I said, anybody new that's out there, let's see. Robert, it's like, nope, no way. Okay, that's good. Honesty is the best policy, right? Now, the way that I figured it out was I subdivided, you know, like, so these are the quarter notes, and I knew that the first 2 beats are on the beat, bum, bum, and then I know the next 2 are not, bum, 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 bum. So if I was going to write out that bass pattern, let's see, let me add a staff here. Okay, so I'm going to come here, and I'm going to go to Score, Manager, and I want to add an instrument, and I'm going to add, I guess plucked strings, and I'm going to add string bass, boom, okay, and I don't want it to be in that order, although that's not bad because I got my tab there. Yes, Arthur said it's like a march beat. Absolutely. Second line, that's what it is. Second line is a New Orleans beat, and the second line was the drummers. The first line was all the brass instruments. The second line was all the drummers, and that became a term, second line. And it is a march, and it is the march not going to the cemetery, coming from the cemetery in a burial. So going to the cemetery was very sad. Slow and sad, and they'd be marching to the cemetery. Coming back was a big party. They were celebrating the life of the person that passed away. So second line, you're correct. It is definitely like a march. So I'm going to write out a little bass line here, all right? So I know, boom, boom, boom. I know that it is on the first 2 beats. So if I, let me close this, boop, okay? And if I come here and I grab this, boom, boom. I'm going to, just for the fun of it, I'm going to make this a half note because it lasts for 2 beats. And then I know that this is going to be a dotted quarter note, and then I know that I got a hit on the and of 4. So that's like boom, boom, boom. And then it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So then the next one is on the and of 3. So I have 1, 2, 3, and then I have an 8th note rest, boop. Then I have my little 8th note on G, boop, and I have a rest. So that's the rhythm. And that's it. So now I can take this, and those of you that have never used notation software, the great thing about notation software is the copying And the pasting is just absolutely incredible. You can just save so much time by just copying and pasting. And you're going to go, but Doug, you're copying all the same notes. Well, yes, I'm going to change the notes, but what's great is I don't got to mess with the rhythms. All the rhythms are there. So I'm good with the rhythms. And I don't got to worry. All I got to deal with is the notes. So now, here we go. I'm there. That's good. And I am going, this is fine. And now for the B flat, I got to take all these and I got to move them all up. So I'm just going to go the quick cheaty way. And I'm just going to go up. And I'm going to make that a flat. I'm going to come over here, go up, make it a flat. Come over here, go up, make it a flat. Come over here, go up, and make it a flat. Then we come back to our G, which is fine. Then we're going back to B flat again. So now I could just grab my B flat bars, delicious B flat bars, and put them there. Poop. And now they're there. And let's see, so I have B flat. Oh, and then I need E flat. So I got to take just this one little note. It's going to be the only note I'm going to play over here. And I might change that, you know, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I might do something like that. I think that I'm just going to take some artistic privilege here and put an E flat there. And then my F over here, I just got to lower this down. Where do I want to go up higher? I think I'm going to go up higher. I'm going to make my F up here. Up there, there, and then come back over here. And I think I'm going to do the same cheat I did over here. And I think for the last bar, I might do... I think that maybe I'll leave this off because I'm going to go back to the top. So I think I'm just going to erase this. And then I'm going to come here and just make this another half note. Okay, so now I'm going to save. That's another important thing. Whenever you're working on your software, especially notation, save what you're doing. All right, so now I have this like little bass line. So now, let me actually get my bass. I'm going to unplug here. And I'm going to show you how I get a bass sound, and we're going to record the bass. How's everybody doing? Everybody hanging in there? You guys good? Give me a note in the chat bar there. Let me know you're still with me. Because if you start getting pooped, we can always stop, and you know, we can continue next week. So just let me know how you guys are doing, and then we'll go from there. All right. So now let me come over here. Boom. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new track. And now this is going to be, I'm going to select guitar or bass. So I'm going to select that. I want input 1 because I want it to be in my Focusrite. I want input 1 and I want audio out in 2 because out of my Focusrite, I'm coming out of audio 1 and 2 and going into the computer. Doug, the last bar, did you change the rhythm? Yes, Arthur, I did. I changed it to 2 half notes to make it just a smoother transition going back to the top. All right, so now I've selected this, and over here, if you look on the left, still with you, this is a bit out of my league, but it's making me curious. Good, Robert, I'm glad. Just sit back and dig it. It's a lot of fun. So I'm going to come over here to clean bass. Boom. I'm going to select clean bass. I'm going to select my 60s combo, which looks like an Ampeg baby bass, you know, the Ampeg B15 or whatever. Now, I don't know why, but I'm hearing there's a delay going on here. And I'm not sure why. Let me just see what happens if I come back here and hit the loop. Good, no problem. problem. I got no problem. There's just a... Oh, it's so funny. Now the delay's gone. Go figure. Technology. So now I got to take that rhythm, which is bum, 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 right? And I've got to do 4 bars of that. Bum, 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 bum. Right? And that's 4 bars because each thing is 2 bars long. Then I got to go to B flat. Back to there. And I think that's it. I think that's 12 bars. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to record. I'm just going to try it. All right? So I'm just going to play along with it. I'm not going to record it yet. Here I go. 2, 3, 4. I think I messed up the end, so it'll be, I got this part right, and I instinctively went to like an octave. I did like G, 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 high G, 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 high G, B flat, back, and then I think I'm going boom, 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 and then I think we're back at the top. I think that's right. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. And I think I'm going to go boom, boom. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to take a look at the end, that very last turnaround thing. Boom, 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 boom. So what I'm doing is I'm going, okay. So what I'm doing is I am actually taking this, I'm anticipating the chord change. I'm doing that, and so I'm like anticipating that bar. Bum, 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 1, 2, 3, bum, bum, bum. Yeah, and I'm tying that, and then that is, I got to change this into a half note. And I got to do one of these, pow. I got to make this an 8th note. I got to get an 8th note rest. Oop, I got a 1/4 note rest, sorry. 8th note rest, bam. Good. And then I need a 1/4 note rest. As a matter of fact, I'll make that long. I'm going to take that note, and I'm going to tie it. I'm going to tie it to a 1/4 note. Now I got it. So now that part that I was having trouble with is going to be boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's right. Boom, boom, E flat, F, F, B flat, and boom. That's it. Okay, so now I think, therefore I think I keep hitting this camera. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to save this, come back over here, boop. And now I'm going to go back and I'm going to record this. And I want to stop at 12 bars. So this will actually visually help me. I'm going to get rid of that. It'll help me actually see, not only will I be able to hear, but I will be able to see that like I'm supposed to stop. Good. So I just want to do 12 bars. So I'm going to stop after 12 bars, and I'm going to shrink this down a little bit. So this way I can literally see all 12 bars. Bam. And now when I record my count-in, I'm going to make it 2 bars long. So that this way I get 2 bars to get ready to play. And I got to come back over here and I got to make sure I select this because this is the track I want to record on. So whatever track you're going to record on, you highlight. Like I'm not recording on the drum groove, I am recording on the 60s combo. Okay, so now I'm going to hit record. I get 2 bars. Here we go. I still screwed up that last part. Boom, boom, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to go to edit. I'm going to undo recording. I'm going to try it again. I just got to remember. Boom, boom, all right, let's try it again. 2, go. Here we go. Hold. Okay, so that was pretty close. So now I can go back and now I can just listen, just hear what it all sounds like. Cool. Nice. All right. So good. Let's keep that. I'm going to save, of course. Whoops. I didn't mean to change. I must have hit something wacky. Did I save and quit? What did I do? Hold on. Let me see what I did. Why can't I see it? File. Yes. Open recent. Let's write a song. Yes. I must have closed the window. Okay, good. See, that's why it's so important to save everything, because you might hit something wacky like I did. All right. So now we have our bass part, we have our drum part, and let's you want to add a rhythm guitar? You want to go a little bit more? We'll add a rhythm guitar. Why don't we do that? We'll add a rhythm guitar and then we'll stop. All right? So let's do that. So I'm going to turn down the volume on this channel so I can unplug. And I'm going to pick up the guitar. Okay. Now, plugging in the old Gibson. And I have to open up a track for the Gibson, right? So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to do a new track. This is going to be guitar or bass. I want to go into input 1, correct? Arthur wants to hear that again. Okay, yep, we can hear that again. Let me just create this track. I'm creating this track. Boom. And I'm going to pick clean guitar. And I have a favorite amp that I use. So I come down here where it says amp. See over here it says amp. And so I'm going to come here and I'm going to go here to clean. And they have an amp that they call Old Brown. And it's like a brown Tolex Fender, and I like the sound. And then here you could set up your mic, and I like using the old Shure 57. So here, and wow, this is like really low. Oh, because I think, wow, I don't know why it's so low. Oh, I know why, because I don't have this on. Duh. There we go. So see, it has a nice sort of cleanish sound that I dig a lot. I like that. And let me get a pick out. And yes, Arthur, I'm gonna play it again for you. Let me just get my pick out of my pick purse. How's that for being weird? There you go. Just when you thought I couldn't get any weirder. Now, when I'm getting my sound, I want to make sure that I'm not distorting. So you can see all the levels there. Everything looks good. Now, I don't want to be too low, but I don't want to be too high. I don't want to be distorting. And for some reason, I have the treble all the way up on this, and I'm going to cut that back a little. And usually what I do is I usually have my treble back, my bass is a little bit back, and I usually pump my mids. So I'm usually somewhere around there. And I do have some reverb on. You can hear with the reverb on, and you can hear with the reverb off. And this reverb is simulating amp spring reverb. And in Logic, we just have a billion different things that we could do with reverbs, and we can always change. So I'm just going to leave it like this for now, and I'm going to close this. Now, Arthur had said, can I hear it again? So of course, now what I could do is I could put on the loop, And I literally, now we can just hear it over and over again. So there you go. So pretty cool. Little unusual sounding, but nice, you know? Okay, so now what we have to do is, now we got to put our little guitar part. And after we do this, we'll quit for tonight. So now the guitar should not be the same rhythm that everybody else is playing, right? Everybody should have their own sort of little part to play, where the bass and the drum, the bass drum and the bass player are lining up, right? But the guitar player or the rhythm instrument should be doing something different, right? Some kind of either a counter rhythm or some other rhythm suggested by the drums. Now, one thing the drum is doing, you hear the hi-hat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So the guitar could be going something like, I don't really care for that too much, but that is something that you could do. So maybe something like that. So I kind of almost took the pattern, boom, 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 and I did it twice as fast, boom, 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 right? And that seems to work nice. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that rhythm, right? Let's see, let me come back over to here, to the dreaded finale. So now if we come to the finale, and we go and we add this rhythm, and say I'm going to start with this voicing from my G13. I'm just going to do the flat 7, the B flat, the B natural, and the D. And that spells my little G13. I don't have the root, but if you look down here, the bass player is playing the root. I don't need to play the root. So I have the flat 7, I have the 3rd, and I have the 13th. All right? So now if I write that rhythm, bum, bum, 2 on, and then 2 off. Bum, bum, bum. And now I'm going to cheat. I'm going to come up here, grab my copy tool. Just grab that measure, that beat, move it over there. There it is. Bop, 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 bop. And I just do that again. And I think that I rest a bar. I think that's what I do. I think I was doing that. I think that's what I was doing. This thing copied the chord symbol also. I don't want that. Okay, so now over here it goes to B flat. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to do an exact mirror image of what I was doing here. So this now is going to be B flat 13, B flat 13, and it's going to be the same thing except I'm going to do it on B flat, not on G. So I got to move all my notes, right? So I got to take my D and I got to move it up to the 13th on my B flat, which would be G. So these all have to go to G. Oh, not you, but you do. Let me just move the rest of these. All right, so now this has to go to D. This has to go to D, G. That's got to be A flat. Let me make sure I got this right. F, correct. B flat, yeah. Oh, and this is not D, it's E. E is the 13th. I knew something was rotten in Denmark. Okay. Boom. So I could fix these. Oh, I forgot. I gotta put these way up there. Way up there. And you go to there. You go to there. You come here to A flat. A flat. Okay, and then I gotta fix this. Just copy this back over here. And I'm just gonna get rid of the chord symbol because I don't need the chord symbol unless I change my chord. Boom. Okay, good. So I do this, then I come back to my G13 over here. Right? And then I go back to the B flat 7 here. And what happens is I only do this little change here. When it goes to E flat, this becomes my E flat. So I'm going to do a very subtle change here. So I'm going to go from B flat to E flat, and maybe I'll do that. So if you check this out, I'm going from this B flat 13, which is A flat, D, G. Now for my E flat 7, you might think that I would do a like an E flat 9, which is a nice move. But I got to remember that after I do my E flat, I got to do an F, and that's where I'm going to do my 9. So on my E flat, I am only going to play the 5th, the flat 7, and the 3rd. So this G is going to stay. That G stays. This stays. And the only note that changes, let's see, the D becomes a D flat. Oops. Because it's the flat 7. And the A moves up. Oops. To a B flat. And that chord is for my E flat 7. So I anticipate the E flat 7, and I do that. And then my F7 is going to be actually an F9. This is going to be F9. F9. And make that F9. Boop. Okay, and then what I'm going to play here, bump, 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 bump. And then here I'm going to play 2 quarter notes on a piece of an F9 chord, which from low to high is going to be A, E flat, the 7th, and G again. Okay, so I'm going to do that twice. And then I got to make an 8th note. And then I'm going to come back to my B flat 13, not B flat 7. It's going to be my B flat 13. And so I probably can just come here and grab this like that. Bring it over here. because I'm too lazy to write. Good. And I just got to change this chord symbol and make it a B flat 13. Pow. Boom. B flat 13. B flat 13. And we're going to save. Save. And, oops. Good. Okay, save. And so that's my B flat 13. So technically, really, what I should do is take my chord symbols and I should just drag them over that note like that, you know, that these technically are on there. So now, if I come here, let me go back to the beginning, and let me see if I could shrink this so we could see it all. Oops, cancel. Cancel, and I just want to shrink it. Shrink. Shrink. Hello, shrink. There we go. Shrink again. Okay, good. So now I can see the whole thing here. So what I got is B flat, G, B flat to E flat, F, B flat, back. Cool. All right. Everybody still with me? If you're still with me, give me a shout, give me a holler. Let me know you're still with me. We got one more thing to do. We're just going to record this, and then we're going to call it a night. Boom, boom. Come over here. So give me a holler. Let me know you're still out there. Okay, so I think I'm ready to record. Do you have to add the amps, or are they defaults? Arthur, those amps are defaults. So they're all in there. Arthur says, yes, young man. Arthur, how old are you that you're calling me a young man? My gosh, only my mother calls me a young man. She's 91. Yes, indeed. So yeah. So the amps are all in there. So for example, like I said, I could hit amp, and there is just like in the, you know, look at all that. I mean, that's a lot of amps. And that's the clean sound, crunch, distorted. Yeah, there's a whole lot of amps. Yeah, it's very hip. It's a very hip software. All right, so let's lay down this track. Let's see if I get lucky and lay it down on the first pass. I get 2 bars counted, and here we go. That's it. Boom. Okay. Boop. Just shorten that up there. Come back to the beginning. Hit my looper. Hey, Vin, how are you, bro? You came in late. Good, because we've been going for like an hour. And this is where we're at, Vin. Check it out. Make it funky now. Yeah. So now we accidentally did something really cool. And let me tell you that when you're writing and you're composing, like we're doing tonight as a little group here, we're composing, happy accidents happen. So like when you're doing stuff that's musically sound, and Vin, I know you joined us late, but we started with a drum loop. That's what we started with. And we picked a drum loop that we liked, and we happened to pick a second line. Then from there, we figured out what the bass drum was playing, and we made our bass part based on the bass drum. And we decided that we wanted to do a 12-bar blues because we wanted to do a short form so that we could knock the whole thing out in one session, right? So we did that. We did our bass part. Then I said that I wanted the guitar part to not be exactly like the bass part. So the guitar part is basically the bass part twice as fast, condensed. So the bass part is going boom, 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 bum, bum. And so the guitar part's going bum, bum, So interesting. And we have these giant holes. Now, what do you think we're going to use to fill in these holes? Any ideas? So we have one more part to this song that we haven't written yet, but it's kind of written itself because it showed us where it belongs. So what I'm getting at is we need to write a melody, correct? But where is the melody going to go? Where does the melody fit so that it's not mushing up everything else? Is there a place for the melody to live in our little 12-bar arrangement here? If you're looking at the logic, if you're looking literally at all the sound files, you can see where the holes are, right? So where do you think the melody is going to go? Somebody write to me and tell me. Somebody get on the chat bar and let me have it. Let me know what's going on. Where you think the melody should go. And I know that there's that 30-second lag, which I apologize for, because not only am I streaming, and that makes, there you go. Arthur says in the holes. You are correct, my friend. That's where the melody goes. The melody goes in the holes. So wherever there's a hole, that's where we're going to put the melody. Now, obviously, there you go. Fire in the hole. Correct, Robert. Yes, sir. And so it's going to go into the cracks in between all the other stuff. Now, it doesn't mean that it's got to fit perfectly, so it doesn't have to be dun 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 melody 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 dun 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 melody. But I would say the more busy part of the melody should be in those little openings. Is your melody? Okay, so we're gonna fit the melody, filling in the holes. Correct, absolutely. So now let's go back to the basic concept now of what blues are. A basic 12-bar blues. One of the origins of the blues came from field hollers. And then it morphed into other things and it became more codified, and so the 12-bar blues became a thing. It wasn't always a thing. It could be 12 bars one time, 10 another, 8 another, 13 another, but it became sort of like established that there is a 12-bar blues. There's also an 8-bar blues, a 16-bar blues, a 24-bar blues. There's blues with a bridge. We're dealing with a 12-bar blues. Usually in a 12-bar blues, what you have is call, and response, or question, answer, right? Every day I have the blues. Every day I have the blues. No matter what I do, I always lose. All right, there you have it. So you make a statement again, and then you kind of like answer that statement. So we should do that melodically, so that we should come up with something that is going to be able to be played twice exactly the same way. Then the last time will be a little different. It'll be something a little different, all right? So when we're hearing this, we may want to start with a rhythm. Maybe you want it to be something like ba ba dee ba ba dum ba da ba ba dee ba ba da dee da ba da ba dee ba dum ba 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 do ba dum ba da. And again, I think that like starting on one always seems weird to me. I probably wouldn't start on one. I'd probably be ba ba do ba da ba da ba da ba ba do ba da ba da ba ba. Maybe something like that. So maybe starting on beat 2. All right. Now our melody. Now, if we take our melody, I'm just gonna now here. You see how I have this? It's still being called Brit and clean, even though we know it's not Brit, and we know, well, it is clean. And so I'm going to call this rhythm guitar R-H-Y-T-H-M. Boom. Okay, and then I'm going to make a duplicate track, which will use the same the same setup, and this is going to be our melody. Okay, good. Boom. All right, so now I'm here. So now when I go to record, I'm not going to step on that. And let's do something a little different here, just to show you a different thing. I'm going to go to crunch, and let's see. Do we have an old brown crunch? No, we don't. Let's see. Black and blue verb, black and blue crunch, brawny combo crunch. Making me hungry. What's this like? Okay. I don't know. I'm not crazy about that crunch. Anvil shred crunch. What's American reissue? Almost the same. Put a little reverb. Give a little more bottom. A little more mid. A little less. I don't know. Let's keep the treble. And I'm just not a fan of those mics. 414. Yeah, I just like the sound of the 57s. All right. So now. All right. So another cool thing about using amp sims is that we can change everything when we go to mix. So. One, boom, boom, I don't know. Let me just mess around with some stuff. And I'm going to basically be doing chord tones and bluesy stuff, right? So I'm kind of getting an idea. Let me go back to my idea again. What's funny is there was something coming to me. Just filter down the chord. I think that's it. I don't want to make it too complicated. So literally, I'm starting with a G triad. That sounds pretty bluesy. One. Okay, I think I'm going to use that. All right. And so let me write it out here, and I'll show you what I'm doing. So I'm starting on B2. 1, ba ba do be da da, and these are all eighth notes. Let me make it bigger. Okay. So I need yet another track. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of the tab for now. When I'm all done, I'll put everything in tab for you. But for now, for my own sake, I'm going to get rid of the tab for now. Oh, tab, we hardly knew ye, but you are going away. Boom. Goodbye. And I'm going to add another instrument, plucked strings, yes. And it's going to be electric guitar. pluck strings, classical guitar, electric guitar, pow. Okay. Good. Okay, good. All right, so now beat 1 is a rest. Come down here. Hello. Good. Yes, good. 1. And so I literally do a G triad. Very nice. 1. And there's that 13. Now 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and doing an A sharp. 1. Darn it, no, I can't remember it. Won't hurt my feelings getting rid of the tab. Thanks, Arthur. 1. Ah, that's what it is. So I'm going that. There it is. Yay. Pow. Beautiful. That's it. And as you can see, it's all built around the G chord, right? G triad. Putting the E on top, the 13th. Back down to C. Now total blues scale. C, B flat, G. B flat to the regular B, then down to G, F, flat 7. So almost like a blues scale, almost like, but I go, and then I go to B natural. And that's the basis of everything I'm going to do. Then up here to B flat. Well, actually, I'm going to have to come back. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do there. So here, I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to paste it there. Paste, boom. All right, let me close this. I don't need this now. Could you play F major or minor pentatonic on the G13? You could, but since our chords are wacky, Arthur, I want to really outline what we're doing here. So I'm really outlining the chords. So like when I go to my B flat here, I'm literally going to take this and I'm just going to transpose it up to B flat. So I'm going to transpose up. I'm going to come here to utilities. I'm going to transpose up. It's going to be a third, but it's going to be chromatically, it's going to be a minor third. And that should do it, I hope. So now here, when we come up here, I should get, yeah. So what I'm going to do here is I got to get back to my G here. So across the bar line here, I got to do, just go to D, and I come back here. So from my first, like 8 bars, I have. Then I go up to B flat. Right? Now I go back to B flat. Now it's going to get a little different, because now when I come over here, let me just grab this, because I know this is going to be B flat, right? So I can come over here and I can put it there, boop, right? So now on the B flat again, I can go. I could just stay like that. Maybe I could just do that. Maybe that. Maybe something like that. So here on the E flat, I would go. Okay, so there's my E flat. So I'm just gonna go add some more eighth notes. Here I'm gonna add my D flat, D flat, B flat, and A flat, my G, which is the third, and end on my E flat. E flat, I think. So that'd be 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. Then on here, I might just do simple this up, make this simple, because I got to get back to the top. So I might go 1. That 1, 2, 2, and 3. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to slide. I'm going to go again with this whole thing of having 1 being a rest. 1. So I'm going to slide from my G sharp to A to F, which is my root. 1, 2, D. 1, 2, D, 4, D. 1, 1, 2. And then go to B flat, 2, G, and G is the 13th on my B flat. So I think I'm going to do that, tie that sucker over, boom, and I think, I think we have our melody. Dun, 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 dun. Now, can I remember it? 1. And then 1. Something like that. Okay, let me try. Bam. It's good. We're going to finish this whole suckers. All right, good. I guess I got to count it in because, yeah. 1. stop, go back, edit, undo. I almost got it. Let me just, I'm just going to loop it. There you go, I'm going to loop it. No, I'm doing something. Just that very last part I gotta look at. Sorry guys. One. Let me try it again. Think I got it. Famous last words, but I think I got it. Let's see. Yeah. Yes, sir. Okay, I am ready. I am ready to record. Here we go. Wish me luck. Yes, 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 yes. Hooray, hooray for us. Okay, we've done it. We wrote a song. Okay, let's loop this sucker. Let me just tighten this up here. And save. And here's the fruits of our labor. Yes, yes indeed. Good job, everybody. All right. So, there you go. We made it. We did it. So, what's the next step? What are we going to do? Now, I'm not sure that we'll do this next week. I mean, we could. But for sure, what I'm going to do is I am going to write up a PDF file of this. You know, I'll write it up. I'll put the parts in tab so you could check them out. And yeah, and so if you want to get, if you want to get the parts, just let me know. And also, I'm going to be starting a new thing on through my website. I'm going to start my own sort of subscription venue where I've done a lot of stuff for truefire.com, and I'm going to still keep doing stuff for them, but I want to do my own thing. and kind of have more control over content and how it's presented and how you can access it. And so if you like this, this is sort of laying the groundwork for a new thing that I'm going to be doing, where you're going to be able to subscribe, and there's 3 different tiers. And even in the most inexpensive tier, you'll be able to get PDFs for everything that I do, like all the instruction videos that I do, all the lessons that I do. You'll be able to get all those PDFs. They'll be available. And there'll be lots of other perks. We'll do monthly sort of like Zoom hangouts where we could just talk about anything and you can ask me any questions. And the different tiers, every tier has a discount on merch, you know, on the site, which is everything from vinyl to CDs to downloads and streams and physical product, like, you know, like my shirts, you know, t-shirts and stuff, and there'll be deep discounts on those. And then as the tiers go up in level, there's just 3 different levels. At the highest level, you actually get a free private lesson every month, which is pretty crazy, but I want to do it, and it's ridiculously inexpensive. But I think it'll be cool because I'm really just trying to keep building on the community that we've built doing the Saturday performances and now with these workshop live things. So that's it. I guess that's it, and I'm just gonna just hawk just for a second. I hope that you'll forgive me if I could find this here. Bam! If you did like what you saw and you do feel like throwing a couple of pennies in the jar, I would totally appreciate it. Again, with the new reality of COVID and all venues either closing or not having any music now, at least, you know, freelance musicians like myself are looking for ways to keep it going. And so I think you, and I know that you guys that are watching me tonight are loyal followers and very generous, and so don't feel that like, oh, I got to do this again. No, you don't have to. But if maybe you're watching for the first time and you feel like doing a little donation, be greatly appreciated. And like I said, look for that. You know, look for the subscription service. It's going to be coming soon, and I'll let you know all about it. I'm setting it all up now, but I'm not ready to launch it yet. I'm still making sure that I got everything in there and get it right. So that's it, everybody. Thank you so much. And until next time, peace. Thank you. All right, everybody have a great night, and I will see you soon. Oh, see you Saturday night. Me and Vinny Reniolo, Saturday night, live stream, 8 p.m. on Facebook and on YouTube. So I hope to see you there. Vinny is unbelievable. Those of you that have not seen him, you probably know about him. He's one of the premier guitar players, not only in New York, but everywhere. He's like a super in-demand guy, and I'm lucky to get him. And I hope you all can join me and check him out. All right. Thanks, everybody.